everyone, Thordan Smash here, and today we're going to be talking about how Apex Legends / EA is getting a little desperate as they said something will never be coming back, and yet in about 2 weeks it's coming back. We're going to go over everything we know about that. We're also going to go ahead and give out a Bloodhound Heirloom recolor. All you got to do is like, comment, subscribe. You guys know the drill, but without further ado, let's jump into today's topic. So Apex Legends is in a very, very weird spot. They continually have EA stockholder conferences where they say their fiscal quarters are down, yet somehow the game continues to actually be some of the highest revenue on Steam, where it sits in the top 12, which is actually falling back from when it was in, the top like 5 or so, where it was a top seller. That being said, Respawn, or at least EA, seems to have a plan to combat this, as they did recently put out the roadmap of upcoming events. We had the Winter Haunt one, which is going on right now, then the Astral Anomaly on January 7th, but interestingly enough, there's a Lunar Rebirth there at the very end, which will be our probably last event of this season, and it's the Final Fantasy event just recolored a little bit. And it's interesting because, well, it seems like Respawn is kind of going back on what they said, or maybe they're just finding workarounds for it. Hypermist the other day said the Buster Sword in the promo art differs from the one used in the LTM. It's likely the Universal Heirloom Sword that was promoted as something not being added to the Mythic shop. However, these items may return in a future event or promotion, so it's a little confusing there, at least in the wording, because how are the items event limited, but then the event might come back, in which case they're not event limited? I don't really understand this at all. It almost seems purposely confusing. When you actually go ahead and look on the promo page, it does say the sword will not be coming to the Mythic store after the event ends, so unlock it while you can. Obviously, it's Respawn / EA using the ability of fear of missing out to go ahead and try to sell some rewards, which, I guess kind of worked in a way, as it is speculated, according to EA reports, that the Final Fantasy crossover event in Apex Legends significantly boosted the game's revenue, with some reports suggesting it was one of the highest grossing events in the game's history. So it's obvious that EA, with the player base declining, has gone ahead and brought it back to try to go ahead and sell as much money as possible, which in my opinion I'm not a huge fan of. The Buster Sword in question, that also, if you were curious about, the only thing that seems to be really changed is the blade color. So I don't know if it's really worth getting at that point. It's just a weird thing to bring back. In fact, I would love to see Respawn go ahead and do different types of collabs instead. A Mad Max one has been theorized for a long time, Star Wars, so many others. And while the Final Fantasy event one is cool, it's not new or refreshing. It's basically a glorified recolor event instead of something new and innovative, which has been a kind of an issue. You might have seen the video we did the other day, but his Watson has been very vocal, saying that when he was talking to Apex Legends devs or Respawn developers, they said, we want to do blank, but we're not allowed. And he claims that the upper management is suppressing the developers who want to make change and give us brand new interesting types of content. In fact, this is going to have probably a very long impact on Apex Legends, at least in terms of gameplay, because he went on to further say, most of the developers quite frankly sound like they've given up at this point, and it sucks to listen to. And it's a huge problem. EA obviously sees the profit that they made in the Final Fantasy event, and instead of going ahead and letting the developers do something really cool and unique and something we haven't seen before, they're like, yeah, no, just recolor the dang thing and we'll make tons of money, which is not how this event will be successful. I swear, I don't know what it is with EA executives, but they just don't understand how to run a live service game. Maybe it's the upper management at Respawn as well as partially responsible. There was no clarification on if the upper management is EA or Respawn, but clearly someone there does not know how to make engaging new types of content and instead finds it to be much more profitable to reskin everything. That being said, it does look like there might be some new skins for this event, which once again isn't the content of the event. That being said, Hypermist did show us that there are going to be legendaries for Vantage, Loba, Ballistic, Gibraltar, Revenant, and Valkyrie, along with legendary weapon skins for the L-Star, Flatline, Car, and the Rampage. And then there will also be epic skins for Fuse, Catalyst, and Mad Maggie. And just as a little side note, next season is actually called Rise Energized, and I don't know if it's supposed to be a play on Re-Energized. Maybe they've actually taken some feedback, but if it continues to be the same thing we have seen over and over with recolor events, old heirlooms brought back and just recolored without actually adding new types of content to the game, I don't see this going very well in the long term. At least that is my personal opinion. You guys can let me know down below in the comments, but we are gonna go ahead and jump into the community clips now. Don't forget to submit your own to me at Thordan Smash on Twitter, but without further ado, let's go ahead and play some community clips at the beginning of this year.
It's right in front of me. Enemy shield cracked. Enemy down. You got me. Enemy shield cracked. Took that. All right, ladies.
なんか裏から撃たれてる。ね、いけ。あ、巻くわ。やばすぎ。どこにいるの？ナイスナイス。
There's two on the fucking stairs, man. Got my knock. If you need the shield, just chasing you. Oh no! Oh my god! Our teammates on the second floor doing nothing. What the hell?
Yo, I just.
Come on, mate. Come on, you egg. Let's go make a mess. An egg dropped out of the sky near me.
Focus on radar. Check your map.
That egg shield is cracked.
Crack shields on that bandit.
I need to fill my grenade. Boy, back that line. Oh no. That whole squad dust.
Nice kill. They never saw it.
Ultimate good to go. Here, spotted an enemy.
Let me know down below, how do you guys feel about the Final Fantasy event coming back and possibly even the Buster Sword, despite the fact that EA said that, well, it won it, and does it make them look kind of desperate? Also, don't forget to check out this video right here by my editor Novell, who does amazing Apex Legends content. And until next time, everyone, keep slaying the islands. I'll see you out there.